Hello everyone, welcome back. Are you dreaming of a peaceful retirement surrounded by stunning natural beauty, friendly communities, and a high quality of life? Canada might just be the perfect destination for you. From its thriving cities to its tranquil countryside, this country offers a unique blend of urban sophistication and rugged wilderness. But before you pack your bags and set off for the Great White North, there are several important factors to consider. In this video, we will examine the current economic situation in Canada, including from the perspective of whether it is worth settling there or if the best decision is to leave the country. Stay with us as we analyze every detail, and you might gain a lot of new and useful information in the next 10 minutes. Stay tuned, we're starting shortly. Canada's economy in 2024 remains strong, but inflation and rising interest rates have sparked concerns about a potential slowdown. The housing market continues to challenge affordability in major cities like Toronto and Vancouver, where sky-high prices keep home ownership out of reach for many. We'll explore everything you need to know about retiring in Canada. Visas, housing, cost of living, the country's economic and cultural landscape, and even a look at the people, particularly women, who make this country so special. By the end of this video, you'll have a clear picture of whether this northern nation is the right place for your retirement adventure. Visa and residency requirements. The first step to retiring in Canada is understanding the visa requirements. Unlike some countries, Canada doesn't have a specific retirement visa. If you're looking to retire in Canada, you'll generally need to apply for permanent residency, PR, through one of Canada's existing immigration programs. Here are a few pathways you might consider. Express entry system. This system is primarily for skilled workers, but some retirees may qualify if they've had a previous career that falls under the needed skill set. However, express entry is quite competitive, and retirees without a job offer or Canadian work experience may find it challenging. Family sponsorship. If you have children or close family members who are Canadian citizens or permanent residents, they may be able to sponsor your immigration. Provincial nominee programs, PNPs. Some provinces offer their own immigration streams for people who intend to settle in a specific region. Depending on the province, retirees may find opportunities to apply, especially in less densely populated areas like Newfoundland or Saskatchewan. Investment programs. If you have significant financial resources, Canada offers business and investor immigration streams that could lead to permanent residency. These programs usually require a substantial investment, often over 1 million Canadian dollars, into the country's economy, which may include starting a business or investing in government bonds. Be aware that most of these options are not designed specifically for retirees. You may need to prove you are financially self-sufficient and won't be a burden on the Canadian healthcare or welfare system. Once you secure permanent residency, you'll have access to Canada's public healthcare and social services, which are among the best in the world. Cost of living. Canada's cost of living can vary widely depending on where you choose to settle. Urban centres like Toronto, Vancouver, and Montreal are quite expensive compared to smaller cities or rural areas. Here's a rough breakdown of some of the costs you'll need to budget for. Housing. Renting or buying a home is typically the largest expense for retirees. In Toronto and Vancouver, a one-bedroom apartment in the city centre can easily cost between $2,000 and $3,000 Canadian dollars per month in rent. If you're considering purchasing a home, prices in these cities are sky-high, with the average home in Toronto costing well over 1 million Canadian dollars. In smaller towns or more rural areas, you can find housing for a fraction of this cost. A comfortable home in cities like Halifax or Winnipeg might only set you back $300,000 to $400,000 Canadian dollars. Groceries and daily expenses. Expect to spend around 500 to 700 Canadian dollars a month on groceries for 2 people. Dining out at a mid-range restaurant will likely cost around 50 to 80 Canadian dollars for 2 people, depending on the city. Healthcare. While Canada has a publicly funded healthcare system, coverage may vary depending on the province. Permanent residents are typically eligible for public healthcare, but you may need to wait a few months after you arrive to be covered. During this waiting period, it's advisable to purchase private health insurance. Private insurance costs can range from 200 to 400 Canadian dollars per month, depending on your age and coverage needs. Transportation. Public transport in Canada's major cities is efficient, and monthly passes usually cost between 100 and 200 Canadian dollars. If you plan on owning a car, you'll also need to budget for insurance, around 1,000 to 2,000 Canadian dollars annually, and fuel costs, usually about $1.50 per litre. Canada's geography and climate stretching. From the Atlantic to the Pacific and deep into the Arctic, Canada is the second largest country in the world. Its landscape is as diverse as it is vast. From the towering Rocky Mountains in British Columbia to the flat prairies of Alberta, and from the rugged coastline of Newfoundland to the rolling hills of Quebec. Canada's climate also varies widely depending on where you live. Coastal British Columbia enjoys relatively mild winters compared to the rest of the country, while the prairie provinces can experience freezing temperatures of minus 30 degrees Celsius in the winter. On the other hand, cities like Toronto and Montreal experience 4 distinct seasons, with hot summers and cold winters. If you love outdoor activities, you'll never be bored. Canada is known for its skiing, hiking, and wildlife spotting. Banff National Park, the Cabot Trail, and Niagara Falls are just a few of the must-see destinations. But the urban centers also have their charms. Toronto's multicultural food scene, Montreal's art festivals, and Vancouver's proximity to nature make these cities vibrant places to live. The Canadian people, especially women, one of the greatest things about Canada is its people. Known for being polite, friendly, and inclusive, Canadians are generally welcoming to newcomers. The country prides itself on its diversity and multiculturalism, so you'll likely find a community where you can feel at home, no matter where you come from. When it comes to women in Canada, they enjoy a high degree of social, political, and economic equality. The country has a strong feminist movement, and gender equality is enshrined in law, with women having equal rights in every sphere of life. Canadian women are often highly educated, career-driven, and involved in public life. You'll also find that many Canadian women value independence and are active participants in decision-making at home and in society. Economy and history. Canada boasts a strong, stable economy, heavily reliant on natural resources like oil, gas, and lumber. It's one of the wealthiest countries in the world, with a high standard of living. The country is a member of the G7 and has a close economic relationship with the United States, its largest trading partner. Canada's history is a blend of Indigenous cultures and European colonization. The country gained independence from Britain in 1867, but remains part of the Commonwealth. French and English are the official languages, and Quebec has maintained a unique French-speaking culture. Pros and cons of retiring in Canada. In summary, Canada offers many benefits for retirees, including a high quality of life, world-class healthcare, and diverse natural beauty. On the downside, the cost of living can be quite high in major cities, and the immigration process can be complicated if you don't have family connections or substantial financial resources. In favor of retiring in Canada, you'll enjoy stunning landscapes, friendly communities, and access to excellent healthcare. The country is also politically stable and has a high standard of living. Against retiring in Canada, the cost of living in cities can be prohibitive, and the immigration process is not specifically designed for retirees. Additionally, the cold winters in many parts of the country may not appeal to everyone. Conclusion: Canada is an enticing option for those seeking a peaceful yet stimulating retirement. With its natural beauty, vibrant culture, and high standard of living, it's no surprise that many people are drawn to the idea of spending their golden years here. However, the process of moving to Canada for retirement requires careful planning, especially when it comes to navigating the visa process and budgeting for the cost of living. If you're financially prepared and ready to embrace the colder climate, Canada may just be the perfect place to retire. Thanks for watching this video about Canada. If you'd like to, please share your thoughts below. Start a conversation there. Also, please like this video in order to support us. Catch you in the next video. See you there.